a lot of people out there that are worried. And the two lovely ladies that are joining me on the show right now, as I introduce them, Nicole Mitchell is a former pastor turned OnlyFans model and life coach. She's made a lot of money doing what she enjoys to do, which I think is awesome. And Courtney Tilia used to be a teacher, and now she is also an OnlyFans model, and both are very successful women. But I want to hear from both of them what they think about how this could affect them and their industry when it comes to Donald Trump winning. Ladies, great to see both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see both of you. How are you?
Awesome.
So good.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
thank you, Brian.
Thanks for being on. All right. So, Courtney, let me start with you. We talked a little bit a month or so ago about this website, handsoffmy.com. We talked about the dangers if Donald Trump does get back into office. Unfortunately, right now, he is. How do you think this could affect your industry and what you do for a living?
I mean, I don't even know that it's a could, but a will and a when. He's made it very, very clear that there's anti-porn legislation that started in 2016 when he first took office. Him within Project 2025 has made it very clear that there will be anti-porn legislation. And so it will impact us. And I don't think that people realize the impact of this vote, not only on but nationwide on every area of our lives. And people don't realize that it will impact their rights on what they can watch, what they consume in the privacy of their own home. And so it is a big deal. And workers, we're talking about OnlyFans, we're talking about so many different subscription-based platforms from camming. You're talking about millions and millions and millions of people globally that are producing this kind of content. So not only the people who are producing it, but the people who are consuming it will all be impacted.
Crazy. Nicole, I guess I'll ask you the same question. How do you feel like this could affect you, your family, and what you do for work?
Yeah, it's pretty horrific. Like I was reading through part of Project 2025, just like because I want to hear directly from the source, not just hearsay. And it literally says in there to not only ban, but to imprison anyone who makes it, anyone who consumes it, including criminalizing any tech companies that distribute it. Like it's so extreme in nature, which, okay, hopefully would never happen to that extreme. But the fact that they are so comfortable writing such extremist documents and like getting everyone on board, Trump signed off on it, JD Vance signed off on it, like all these people of massive influence and leadership are coming together, rallying around. And it does terrify me. Like, what will that come down to at the end of the day? Because what people don't realize is when you quote unquote ban, try to be anti-sex trafficking, what you end up doing is punishing sex workers, right? Shutting down everyday content creators like Courtney, like me, like so many of us who use this as a way to provide for our families. So you're punishing everyday good citizens who aren't doing anything illegal, and you use it under the moral guise of protecting the American family and economy.
Yeah, I think that's well said. Go ahead.
The other thing too is it never makes it go away. You're not making stop. You're not making it so it disappears. The same as we witnessed in the abortion ban, is that you haven't stopped abortion. You've made it extremely unsafe. Women are already dying from this ban. And that's the same thing with the porn ban. You're not going to actually stop it. Now you're making it extremely unsafe for the creators, the consumers, and
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Courtney. So let's talk about both of those issues. It seems to me that those that want to ban abortion are usually the middle-aged white dudes who don't know what it's like to be pregnant. But the issue is a different issue, right? And you guys could tell me if you disagree with me or not. But it appears to me that those that go on the biggest mountain and claim how bad is and are usually, not all the time, but usually are the same people that watch a lot of porn, right? That's what it appears to me. It seems like they're the biggest hypocrites in the world. And Nicole, we've talked about this too, about those on the far right, the evangelical right, that say how bad it is to cheat on your wife, how bad it is to do that. And usually they're the ones that are doing the cheating, right? Nicole, I guess I'll start with you. I mean, do you agree with that? It just seems like the people that claim to be anti are usually the ones that watch the most, consume the most. And so many people out there that say it's so horrible to be gay usually are the ones that are afraid to come out and say that they're gay.
To this day, my childhood pastor watches all of my stories religiously. And I would not be surprised if he subscribed to my account under an anonymous name. And this is the man who used to preach from the pulpit how horrible sexual sin of anything was. And he's religiously following me in all of my content. And it makes me It used to make me so mad, but that's just the reality. I think the people who tend to be the most against something are the most addicted to it. And so they take out their issue with it and try to make it everyone else's problem instead of taking radical responsibility for themselves.
Courtney, what do you say?
We have so much shame in this country, so much shame when it comes to sex and sexuality and desires and passion and pleasure. And so it's easier to shame people, judge people, make it illegal than to just come out and say, I like sex, I'm gay, I'm whatever. It's easier because as a society, we've accepted that very clearly. Look at the political vote. People are very into hate and making things illegal, making things wrong versus just saying and owning who they are and what they want.
I guess
And
the
here's
question.
the thing. So I just want to like explain for people who are listening how it actually makes it unsafe for people like us. So the beautiful thing about platforms like OnlyFans is it gives the power to us. Courtney and I can work from the safety of our own homes. We pick our hours, we pick our rates, we can block anyone who's an asshole to us. Like we are in total control of our safety, our livelihood, and our income. When you ban or make these platforms illegal or this work illegal, then women who need to provide for their families have to go underground. They have to do in-person work, which is more unsafe and way more criminalized in our country. So you say you're anti-sex trafficking, but you're actually risking more people to become trafficked because you're forcing them to go underground instead of letting it be above ground with protected measures and trusting people that they know what they're doing and they're doing it well.
Yeah, such a good point that you just made. That's why I've always felt that prostitution should be legalized because it's safe for the women. There's security there. They have to take tests. From a health perspective, it's safer, and the government can make money off it. But as we know, most people on the right are against legalizing prostitution. So let's go back to talking about what is a very emotional and touchy subject, which is the topic of abortion. Right now in this country, if I'm not mistaken, 20 states, abortion is illegal. In some of those states, no exceptions for rape or incest. So I want to ask both of you this question. Courtney, I'll start with you. Do you believe now that Donald Trump was elected that eventually there will be an abortion ban throughout the country? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, there will be. It's very, again, laid out again in Project 2025. And I posted a post on my Instagram and I'm at 950 hateful comments telling me I'm a loser, I'm an idiot, all these different things. And they're like, what don't you get? He said he's against Project 2025 or he's against a federal abortion ban, but he's also very clearly stated that he will put those things in place and he will follow that. And what people don't understand is that abortion is not just an unwanted pregnancy. These are people who aren't able, that miscarry. A DNC is an abortion. There's viable pregnancies that all of a sudden they get to, 20 weeks and the intestines, the baby would never survive and they need an abortion. People just don't understand that an abortion is healthcare, and you will witness more and more women dying.
Yes.
And there's a simple solution to it, but you're going to allow women to die because you're going to make it illegal.
Yeah, I agree. Nicole, what do you say to that?
It's been pretty horrific. There's been this mantra going around since Trump has won the election, which is men saying, your body, my choice.
Oh,
it's so horrific, and they're vilely blatant about it. Like they are gleeful to know, like, we control your body. And I saw a woman tweet, like, all I want for Christmas is a president who's not a rapist. And Andrew Tate wrote back, request denied, I'm next, bitch. Right? The audacity and the grossness of so many men who are actually so happy to be controlling women's well-being, women's bodies, women's freedom, women's autonomy should show why we should be so alarmed. It's not just like, oh, we're getting rid of abortion because we're pro-life. It's like we actually get some sick joy out of controlling your bodies.
Horrible. I agree. Just horrible. So I want to ask you both this. I think there's a lot of reasons why Trump won, but some are saying one of the main reasons is that, Kamala Harris did not get the female vote. In fact, Joe Biden got more support from women in this country than Kamala Harris did. I'm broken by that. I don't understand why. So I want you both I'll start with you again, Courtney. Talk to the women out there in this country. What would you say to them? So many of the women in this country who apparently voted for Donald Trump. What would you say to them?
Honestly, a lot of them are friends of mine, and it's heartbreaking to see. And what I'm witnessing is that it's a lot of our own trauma, our trauma of trying to be accepted by men, of trying to like, it's simply that. It is simply our trauma made a vote in acceptance of that. And so initially, like, I want to be angry, but the truth is that we need to like help these women to heal so that we can choose ourselves, so we can choose our safety, so that we can make better informed decisions, whether it's voting in election, whether it's a relationship with a partner, showing up for kids, the world. Like, we as women need to heal. And so that would be my thing. And that is what I'm going to be doing from this time forward, along with my OnlyFans, is continuing to help women to heal so that we can do better in the world.
Nicole, what do you say?
I would say it's internalized misogyny. It's one thing for men to vote against women's rights. It's a whole other level of heartbreak for women to vote against women's rights and women's well-being. And so I realized seeing how many white women voted for Trump, to me, just shows the level of internalized misogyny that they aren't even aware of. Some are very hyper aware of it. But you also look at Black women who voted, 91% of them voted against Trump. And so, as always, this is why we should always be listening to the voices of the marginalized. They are in the belly of the beast. They know what's up. They are not duped by the manipulation, the illusion, the lies. They know exactly what's up. And so if you're wondering, if any woman is listening to this and maybe you're like, I don't know what's true, what's not, listen to Black women, listen to queer people, listen to trans people, listen to the voices of immigrants. Like, they are telling the truth, because they aren't going to win anything from it. They're the least privileged, the least believed, the least resourced, trying to tell you what's up. They know what's up. Pay attention to them.
Yeah, very well said. And as I said before to both of you, and I'll say again, I appreciate anybody that is doing what they do for a living and they enjoy what they do and they're successful and they're making a lot of money doing it, so long as it's legal. Absolutely, both of you. You both have families, you're good mothers, and you provide for your families. And I appreciate the fact that you enjoy what you do. And it's just sad to me that, and your concern is well taken. And I hear both of you. There's a lot of people in this country that are very concerned for a lot of different reasons, and they have a right to be concerned. And, both of you will always have the platform to speak your mind on this show. And, I appreciate both of you coming on.